Hey everyone, it's Emily, and I wanted to do a series of videos on my channel about sustainability in the summer. So there are a few different topics that I think this can cover. One dealing with food, one dealing with kind of energy and appliances, and another dealing with travel. And there will be some more in-depth videos that I think I'll make on various aspects of this, because I think there will be some videos that I think can be more in depth on one particular part of some of these categories, but I wanted to at least make a few videos that talk about the categories in general and some tips that I have for just increasing your sustainability or decreasing your carbon footprint for some things that are kind of more relevant in the summer. It's not that these tips aren't useful at different times of the year, but just can become more relevant in the summer when the weather is warmer. So I'm going to focus on the food one first, and then I'll make a couple of other videos later on in the summer. So the first tip that I have is to research what local food options might be available to you in your community. So for me, this can include farmers market. It's the season of farmers markets. They just started in May for the most part around where I live. There's one by my metro station that happens on Thursdays. There's another one in downtown Arlington that happens on Saturdays, and there are plenty around the district that happen just throughout the week and throughout the summer and into fall. So it's a great time to explore just the wide variety of foods that grow in the summer and get them fresh and local from different farmers markets. So a second tip that I have is to do what you can to grow your own food. So I have limited space here. I live in a studio apartment in Arlington, Virginia. So I don't have much space here, and I don't have any dedicated space outside to grow things. But I do have a couple of options. So there are nice windowsills and ledges around the windows. And so one thing I would love to do is to either have some herbs or just different small potted things that I'll be able to grow that'll be useful. That's one of the things that I would love to be able to do coming up. And another option that might be available to you in your community as well are community gardens, where you can have a small plot of land that you grow whatever you would like and you maintain that plot of land. And I actually worked with the community gardens back in grad school that were in Bloomington, Indiana, and it's so much fun. It was a lot of fun to help farmers maintain their plots, and it was really cool to get to see kind of their personality come out in the different plots that they have. So a community garden could be a really good option if you would like to be able to grow some things but don't necessarily have the space around where you live. So a third sustainability tip regarding food in the summer deals with the grill, and there are a lot of tips out there for grilling sustainably or kind of sustainable cookouts in the summer. Propane, for example, can burn a lot cleaner than wood or charcoal, and there are a lot of things to keep in mind as you invite friends over and, kick up the grill and have a good time outside. So this can be a great option. Cooking outside can be a great option in the summer, especially when grilling and cooking can produce a lot of heat that ultimately might get air conditioned out. So it's a great option to be able to do that outside and kind of leave that heat outside where there's not an air conditioning working to siphon that heat outside of your home. One video that I might do later this summer, for example, could be dealing with potlucks and sustainability. One great thing to be able to do is have potlucks with your friends. It's a great way to kind of help keep your grocery bill down, make sure that you can buy things fresh and local, and also just be able to connect with your friends and family throughout the summer when it's a great time to have these kinds of gatherings. And I think it would be really cool to do a video on sustainability surrounding potlucks and grilling and just kind of the gatherings that can happen in the summer. I think it would be a lot of fun. But the final tip that I have for increasing your sustainability over the summer is something that can happen all year long, but a lot of grilling meat happens in the summer, so this is kind of something that I think about, especially in the summer, and that is to pick a day or two a week to either eliminate or cut down on the meat that you have, in particular beef. So meat has a pretty large carbon footprint relative to a lot of plant-based things, and so even just something small like picking a day or two a week where you are conscious about the meat that you eat and are trying to reduce that, can actually go a long way. There's a lot of research that goes around how many resources go into creating a certain amount of beef and creating a certain amount of calories in beef and other kinds of meats. And one of the things, it's talked about a lot in Drawdown as well, one of the things that individuals can do that can actually have a pretty big impact in terms of the numbers and our carbon footprint in general, and kind of trying to quantify that, is reducing the amount of meat that we eat. So having that potluck or having that gathering and kind of putting a theme around it and saying, hey, let's see if we can do a meatless potluck and see what kind of fun fresh vegetables we can get from our local farmer markets, or maybe the grocery store has a good selection of local options, and trying to have a sustainability themed potluck without meat is kind of a fun way to tie all of these tips together. This is certainly not intended to be an exhaustive list. I know there's a lot of advice out there, and there are a lot of things you can do to increase your sustainability in the summer with regards to food. But here are just a few of my ideas. Leave some more down below. I'll also link my Twitter and Instagram. I love hanging out there. And I also will leave my blog linked below. Be sure to subscribe for more content on sustainability and climate change. I also talk about books. So be sure to subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.